Hello everyone on YouTube, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. I will now be reacting to Mortal Kombat 11's Spawn. And Spawn is a character I don't have a lot of history with. I never read the comic book, I never watched the cartoon. But I did watch the 1997 movie as a kid. I was what? 12 when that was released, and I thought it was pretty cool, you know, as a kid. I haven't watched it since 1997. But I still remember John Leguizamo's, yeah, I'm gonna try and pronounce that. His performance as the Violator, right, was pretty intense, but he's a very good character actor. If you've seen, I mean, he's been in so much, but Benny Blanco, Carlito's Way, he's just great. So yeah, Spawn, not very familiar with the character, but I do know what he looks like. And he's got chains, motherfucker.
Together, we can purge the 10 hells.
Only if you follow my lead.
All due respect, that's not in the cards.
Fight!
Yeah, the music is... Is the music Spawn's theme or something? Oh, nice. Oh god, he can go invisible. So that's a power he has in the cartoon, I guess? The comic? Right, he's an ex-Special Forces soldier, right? Oh Christ!
Spawn wins.
Oh, I think I remember that monster. But God, I can't. I mean, Spawn. It's been 23 years. I barely remember. But wasn't he an ex-Special Forces soldier that gets killed and then brought back to life thanks to hell or something? But I just love how these are these the X-ray attacks. They basically look like fatalities, and I just love the detail here. How on one end you have a minigun to the bottom left there on the right wing, and then you have what, grenade launchers everywhere, machine guns. Kinda love how the wings, you know, have all of those guns mounted. It's just so fucking brutal. Like, first it's like a gangster hit, you know? You have a million guns firing at him, and then hell comes into the picture. Two huge demon arms. Pulls his, what, chest and arms apart? And then there's a fucking tentacle going right through his heart, impaling him, carrying him up, and then Spawn does... What? Wow. Just fucking nukes the guy. Yeah, it is pretty brutal.
Fatality. Spawn wins.
But it's almost like I have to reiterate what I've said on prior MK11 trailers, and this is just my opinion, but visually it's literally flawless. Everything looks the way it should, you know, Joker, Spawn, the T800, you know, they perfectly recreated Arnold. It's not like Uncanny Valley, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Negan in Tekken, where you, as soon as there's a teeny tiny bit of a close-up on the character's face, you're like, oh god, this looks like a work in progress, you know, PS2 model, you know, or maybe early PS3. But yeah, NetherRealm Studios, obviously with the backing of Warner Brothers and their production values, you know, their studio equipment, it's just visually flawless. And of course, everything with the visual presentation, you know, graphics, design, sound, animation in the cutscenes, you know, these sequences is incredible. You know, it's second to none. But as soon as I see the in-game stuff, that's where it becomes jarring to me, because as interesting and dynamic it is with the camera in the cutscenes, as soon as you're in-game, fixed camera, 2D fighter, and pretty clunky in-game animations, and it just seems pretty clunky and slow. It doesn't look very fluid, you know, when you look at it play. For all of that, you know, incredible, you know, show you have in the cutscene attacks, I just feel like there's just such a contrast compared to the in-game footage or the actual gameplay of a game. It's like, you know, in a cutscene, they're all flying around, you know, like the superheroes they are, you know, and demons from hell, like, rah! But as soon as they're in-game, it feels like their feet are made of lead or stone. And they're so clunky. They look like they're fighting in wheelchairs, like, and the animations. And then cutscene, you know, and everyone's, you know, super spry and the camera goes all over the place. I'm probably not the only one who feels this way about Mortal Kombat, but I can't help but that's the one thing that always annoys me when I watch this game. It's the contrast gameplay to incredible, you know, CGI Avengers quality cutscenes in X-ray attacks and fatalities. But yeah, visually, just look at this. Can you complain? It's flawlessly rendered, textured and modeled background, and the characters. But yeah, Spawn looks cool. The DLC game for MK11 looks pretty fucking solid with Joker, the Terminator. Now you have Spawn. I know there was a female character as well. I'm probably missing a couple of characters here, but it's definitely looking solid. Sindel, thank you. Yeah, I'm impressed, but yeah, I guess I'm waiting for MK12 where they really do something interesting with the gameplay. Oh, and Nightwolf, right. Not a fan of a glorification of brutality, but it's well made, I guess. I don't like it either. I don't know if it's me getting old, but as a kid I loved the brutality, but I kind of liked it when it was more charming. You know, all they did was tear off the head, or I'm gonna torch you. You know, they just flame someone, and you have a skeleton doing a dance while it's burning. With a super corny voice and animation. You know, they're flamed and and they just drop dead immediately. And it was so corny and fun. They just look like idiots. But these days, everything that comical, over the top. You know, what's it called? yeah, it's too realistic these days, where it used to be, God, what do you call it? Can a Swede help me? Glimten i ögat. How do you say that in English? Tongue-in-cheek. It used to be very tongue-in-cheek. Have fun with it. But in fatalities these days, there are no funny voices. You have female characters going, no, please, no, no. You know, it's not silly. It's like people are begging for their lives, and then they have their kneecaps torn out and shoved into their eyes, and then their jaw is torn off, shoved into their ass, and then they open the stomach, pull out all the intestines while laughing, and then they shoot them in the forehead. And it's like, yeah, it's not for me. I preferred what they did in the old days. Just do it quick, you know, pull off the head, and that's it. And then they laugh a little bit and they taunt. But these days it just turns into a Hostel. I don't like those movies, you know, Hostel, gore fest. That's very well animated. The graphics are great, but I don't know. It lost its fun. Yeah, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's just not very fun to watch anymore. But it's just me. I'm not the target audience for this game. I'm definitely not. So it's just from my perspective. But I prefer the old games. I thought the fatalities were fun. These days, it's just let's see how much we can do. You know, how disgusting we can get it. How long are the fatalities going to be in a Mortal Kombat 12? How are we gonna top this? Oh, we're gonna go from 30 seconds to a full minute. No. You know, it's like, is that gonna be better then? Is the game gonna get even better reviews? Because now it's 60 minutes of torture. You know, is that what, I guess it's what sells this game to a lot of people. Like, imagine being so bankrupt when it comes to ideas that rather than polishing the gameplay, it's like, okay, what can we do with the fatalities? I wouldn't be surprised if 50% of a budget just goes to the fatalities. What are we gonna do now? Oh, I don't have any creative ideas. It's hard to make it funny. Comedy is hard. So just make them 10 seconds longer, the fatalities. Just add another 10 seconds. But yeah, that's just my opinion. But again, really great visual presentation here. It's literally the best. No other fighting game comes close.